Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, WDMichael, and the Indigo Disk DLC is coming out here in just a few days. So in this YouTube video, we're going to be talking about everything that you should be preparing and everything that you need to finish before that DLC comes out. So let's hop into this video and get you as prepared as possible. Alright, so the first thing that we will discuss is just when the actual DLC is going to release, and the release date right now is going to be December 14th. Now, with this and a lot of the other Pokemon releases, it may not necessarily be right on, midnight on December 14th. It may end up being one of those global releases where it releases all over the entire world at the exact same time, which means that some people are not going to get it right at midnight. We might even get it a little bit earlier, like here in the United States, we might be looking at like a Wednesday night release time. And so if you want to get some more updated information about that, make sure you're tuning into either my Twitter page or even Cerebi. Cerebi is a fantastic resource for Pokemon information and news. So you can get an updated information on when this actual release is going to get dropped, because I don't think it is 100% verified on when it will drop, but we're expecting it's probably going to be releasing a little bit early, as generally they all have. So that would be my expectation on its actual release date. With all the hype around this DLC launch, I will absolutely be streaming my live gameplay footage over on my Twitch channel and also on my YouTube channel. So make sure you are following me over on twitch.tv/WDMichael, or if you're new here, make sure you're subbed to this YouTube channel so you get notified when I go live on here as well, or dropping other guides and tutorial videos on the Pokemon Scarlet Violet and the Indigo Disk DLC, which I plan on doing a ton of. So there'll be a lot of content for you to check out, like shiny hunting tutorials and or any other guides that you would possibly need for this game. And also massively including VGC, because I'm really big into VGC content, and I know this DLC is going to have a bunch for us and a lot of new mechanics that we definitely want to cover. So make sure you're checking those out. Drop follows and subs so you can come and hang out with me, because I would absolutely love to hang out with all of you during this new DLC launch. And so that was the reason why I will be live pretty much right when this does go live here on Wednesday night, and also Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So definitely make sure you hop on by and come check me out. One of the first things that you can do to prepare yourself for this new DLC is getting some of the Pokemon that we know are going to get evolutions in the Indigo Disk. The first one being a little bit more of a kind of one that we all figured out on our own, which is going to be Applin. Now, Applin and Diplin in the Teal Mask ended up being realized that a lot of people found out that it can actually use an Eviolite, which gave everybody the impression that we are going to be getting a Diplin evolution in the Indigo Disk. So if you do not have a shiny Applin or a Diplin yet, make sure you head on over to my YouTube channel and check out the guide that I created in order to get in a very, very easy shiny Applin, as well as a guide on how to evolve it into your Diplin, so that when this new DLC does come out, you've got a shiny Diplin that you can evolve into its new form, which we don't know the name or shape of, but that will be definitely something that you want to check off your list. The other Pokemon that we've been given information about having another evolution in the Indigo Disk is going to be Duraludon. So Duraludon is actually currently not available in Scarlet and Violet. So if you want to shiny hunt for a shiny Duraludon so you can get a day one shiny Archaludon, then you're going to want to head on over to your Sword and Shield game, and you can actually follow this guide right here that was created by a good friend of mine, Kingly Majesty, that will give you some information on how to shiny hunt Duraludon in the Pokemon Sword and Shield video games. I would have to say that the easiest and quickest method is probably to do the Masuda egg hatching method, as it is kind of difficult to shiny hunt Duraludon in the Pokemon Sword and Shield game. But once you have one, you'll be able to hopefully transfer it over using Pokemon Home, and that way you can get yourself a shiny Archaludon on day one, or at least whenever the Pokemon Home update is done with, because we are going to be getting a Pokemon Home update on December 14th. That should be ending on December 15th, so it'll be giving us a little bit of an idea on kind of when the game should be playable, or at least when we should be able to transfer over some of those Pokemon that we're going to be getting released here in this new DLC. Another piece of preparation that you're going to want to do before the Indigo Disk comes out is making sure that you beat the story for both Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, as well as the Teal Mask, because it sounds like from a notification from the Pokemon companies that you are not going to be able to access the Indigo Disk DLC until you have beaten the story for both the Teal Mask and the main story for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So don't you dare hop on day one expecting to play the Indigo Disk without beating the story, because you're going to be stuck there having to go all the way back and finishing all that story campaign from previous games just to get in the Indigo Disk. So definitely don't get yourself stuck in that situation. Get yourself prepared and beat the story modes. You also want to make sure that you have all of your legendary Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet and the Teal Mask. So make sure that you've got your Koraidon or your Miraidon grab your Ogre Pond from your Teal Mask DLC, and then also get those loyal 3 Pokemon, your Okidoki, Pheasantipity, and Monkey Dory all caught, so you have them all done with and in your game before the DLC drops. Those will be huge pieces that will definitely also make sure that you've completed part of your story mode. In the DLC, another really large portion of this that we've been given information about is going to be the VGC battles. They are definitely putting a really big emphasis on VGC battles with the Blueberry Academy and having the trainers doing 2v2 battles. Now, with that, these battles, from what we have heard, are going to be some of the hardest ones yet. These trainers are not going to go easy on you. They're going to have 2v2 techs where they actually have Pokemon that synergize really well, and all of their Pokemon are going to have items. They are going to be legit trainers, and obviously they're going to be computers, so they're not going to be impossible to beat like somebody like Wolfie or our good friend Justin Tang, but I mean, they are definitely going to be difficult. So we want to make sure that we prepare as much as possible for this so that we can defeat this portion of the DLC with so what you want to do is actually hop on over and make yourself a Pokemon VGC team. And getting your Pokemon leveled up, you know, going through getting your IVs set up, your EVs set up, getting items on your Pokemon, making sure you're using those PP ups so that you have plenty of moves, and just overall making sure that you have a solid VGC team ready, because that is going to be another big part of this DLC. So if you are curious about getting into VGC, maybe you're newer to VGC, or maybe you play singles, you don't really know anything about it. One of the ways that you can prepare for this is you can actually hop on over my YouTube channel and check out some of my YouTube videos about either the Wide League, where I host Pokemon VGC tournaments to get some idea about Pokemon that synergize really well with each other. Or you can even go and grab some rental teams from my Pokemon VGC, WD Learns VGC YouTube videos, where you can actually get a full Pokepaste or a Pokemon rental in game to play with. And that can definitely help you out with getting an idea of what you should be doing or building around with to get yourself a VGC team. Another couple of really great resources for you to utilize if you are newer to VGC that helped me a lot when I was getting started is going to be the Pokélytics website. Pokélytics is a fantastic website that will give you some common Pokemon that are being used right now. It'll also give you some common builds for those Pokemon and common partners, so that you can actually have an idea of what's being usable and what's good, so you're not coming out into the Pokemon VGC battle with moves that are just really not complementary of that Pokemon. You can see things like that the Tornadus and Urshifu water combo are insanely strong. You can also see that Fluttermane is really high in usage, or Iron Hands, so you get an idea of actually what Pokemon are actually viable in this meta or currently in the game. Definitely a great resource for you to use. The other resource that you can use that's very, very helpful is Pokemon Showdown. Pokemon Showdown is a fantastic website that allows you to build full Pokemon VGC teams and even test them online before trying to build them in games, so you're not wasting your time. I would highly suggest utilizing both of them if you are newer to VGC, or even if you are a veteran in VGC. These things are great to use, and if you haven't used them a lot yet, you should definitely check them out. And the final way that you can prepare yourself for these VGC battles in-game is through the Teal Mask DLC. We were given the Ogre Clan, which was a group of NPCs that you could actually battle across the map, that in the end gave you a really awesome reward. So if you have not done that yet, definitely make sure you're going through that. It's part of the game that you should complete anyways. And it will give you some other rewards, like some actual items that you can put on your Pokemon, and can definitely help you out in getting prepared for a VGC battle in the Blueberry Academy. If you'd like a little bit of help with the Ogre Clan, like where they're located or the Pokemon that they're going to be battling with, make sure you hop on over to my YouTube channel, and I have a full guide about the Ogre Clan battles to help you out and make sure that you get it completed as quickly as possible. With the start of a new DLC, Pokédollars are going to be a huge thing for you to have, and if you don't have a lot of Pokédollars, you are going to be missing out on buying things like Pokeballs, Quick Balls, potions, and or any other items that your Pokemon may need. So if you don't have a lot of money, make sure you're hopping over and snagging some money. One of the quickest ways to get a good chunk of money in the Pokemon Scarlet Violet video games is by doing the Ace Academy and having a Pokemon with the amulet coin in, so that you can get a nice chunk of money when you're done with. So if you haven't gotten any money, make sure you're doing that and getting yourself some Ace Academy wins, so that you can stock up and get your items that you need before the DLC comes out. In the DLC, we are going to be getting a ton of new Pokemon release, as well as a bunch of regional forms that are going to be hiding in the terrarium. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities for shiny hunting. And if you are a shiny hunter, there are definitely some things that you can do to get prepared for this one as well. One of those big ones is going to be making sure that you stock up on your Herbs of Mystica, because those are those key items that you need in order to actually shiny hunt in this game. And if you are low on them, this would definitely be the time to stock up on those. There's going to be a couple of ways to stock up on Herbs of Mystica. The first one is going to be making sure that you have unlocked your 6-star Terra raids, so that you can also do those 7-star Terra raids. But the reason why you want these unlocked is because one of the big rewards for completing a 6-star raid, or at least some specific 6-star raids, because it's not every one of them, but some of those rewards include Herbs of Mystica. So if you haven't unlocked those, make sure you do. And in order to unlock those, you have to have completed the Ace Academy, and you also need to have gone and defeated roughly about 10 5-star Terra raids. And once you are done, you'll be notified in game about a larger, more difficult raid popping up, and those are going to be your 6-star raids. So make sure that you've unlocked those raids so that you can go out and do those Terra raids and stock up on those Herbs of Mystica to get yourself prepared. The other way that you can get yourself some Herbs of Mystica is by going through and getting all of the tablecloths around the actual game. Now, I did create a YouTube tutorial about this particular event in the Teal Mask DLC, but basically there are some cosmetic items that you can purchase for your picnics, specifically tablecloths, cups, all that kind of stuff. But once you've purchased all of them, there is a particular person, I believe is a chair maker, who will actually give you 10 Herbs of Mystica. So make sure you hop on over to that, and if you'd like a tutorial on how to finish that, there is another one of those on my YouTube channel, so hop on over there. There will be a link to that video in the description of this video as well. And if you are a shiny hunter, another one of those big things that you want to have with you is a shiny hunting companion Pokemon that will help you out in your shiny hunting adventures, because we all know there are definitely some Pokemon that either like to knock themselves out or cause us other issues when we are shiny hunting. So there are definitely some really solid Pokemon that you can bring as partner Pokemon for shiny hunting, and I have a YouTube tutorial on that as well, with full builds for you for hunting basically every Pokemon. And then also I've got a very special Hisuian Decidueye build that can help you false swipe ghost type Pokemon, which can definitely be really helpful when dealing with Pokemon like Litwick that can use Memento and knock itself out. So definitely make sure you check those out and get your partner Pokemon ready to go for the DLC. Completing the Pokédex in the Paldea region and the Kitakami region will help you in both VGC and shiny hunting as well. By having the Pokédex completed in the Paldea region, you will get the shiny charm, which will increase your odds for shiny hunting, which will be definitely super useful, especially when we're shiny hunting all these brand new Pokemon. And if you would like to get some more Terra shards, then if you complete the Pokédex in the Kitakami region, you will get that Terra charm, which will give you more Terra shards when you defeat those Terra raids, which are also massively helpful when setting up a Pokemon VGC team. So make sure that you've done your Pokédexes as well. If you missed it in the DLC teaser trailer, we were also notified that we are going to be getting 25 returning legendary Pokemon in the DLC that are all going to be catchable in the Indigo Disk, or at least around the world in static encounters. There are definitely certain ways that we were given a little bit of information on how to do this, and one of those that we are going to have to utilize snacks in order to actually bring these Pokemon out, or lure these Pokemon out in order to catch them. And in order to get your snacks, you are going to have to complete some missions and then speak with Snackworth at the Blueberry Academy to get your snacks for your specific legendary Pokemon. So make sure that you are getting prepared for that as well, getting those quests done in the Indigo Disk so that you can start hunting for some of those legendary Pokemon that are going to be in the game. A couple of other things that we were notified in the DLC teaser trailer was that we were going to be getting some Pokemon distributions. So if you have not done these Pokemon distributions yet, now is a great time to do them before the DLC comes out and you forget it and you lose your chance on getting these, because they are timed distributions, and if you don't get them now, you will lose your chance on getting them. The first one is going to be for a shiny Lucario, which will be a really fantastic companion partner for you in the new DLC, and this is going to be getting with the code ShinyBuddy with a 1. The other Pokemon distribution that we got was for the last new moon of 2023, and that was for a Darkrai. So if you'd like to add a Darkrai to your team for the new DLC, make sure you enter the code New Moon is coming, and all of the I's are 1s and all of the O's are 0. It is a longer code, but this will give you a level 50 Darkrai and a Cherish Ball that can definitely be a really awesome addition to your team, as we haven't really been getting a lot of Darkrai's, and this is one of the ways that we can get one of the really big legendary Pokemon in our game to play with. During the DLC teaser trailer, we were also notified about some 5-star Terra raid events happening before the DLC came out, and we are going to be able to capture a Dragon Terra Palkia and a Dragon Terra Dialga. So if you have not done those yet, definitely make sure you hop on over and do those. They are fairly easy, as they are 5-star raids, but they are also legendary Pokemon, so they are a little bit difficult. You just really got to make sure you're bringing the right type Pokemon to these and not bringing something that's like a level 50 or that has some really bad super effective weaknesses to these raid bosses, so you're getting knocked out really easy. Otherwise, they're fairly easy and you should be able to snag both of them and add them onto your Pokemon team before the DLC comes out, and even possibly use them, because I know I leveled mine up to level 100 pretty much right away and they're on my team ready to go. So all right, so my final piece of preparation or advice that I would give to anybody who's getting ready to play the Indigo Disk is just to slow down and enjoy the game. It's probably going to be a little while before you get any new releases or new games for the Pokemon company, so really enjoy this one. This is our final DLC of the Scarlet Violet video game. We're not going to be getting anything else, so this is it. This is our final run in this video game. So slow down and enjoy the game, and don't just breeze past it and find yourself in a couple weeks going, I'm bored, and move on to something else. Enjoy the game. Slow down. Take in the sights. But if there's anything that I missed in this YouTube video as far as preparations that people can do, definitely let me know down in the comments so that we can see it, and I'll get as much information as possible so that we are all as ready as we can be when this DLC does drop here on the 14th. And if you are new to this YouTube channel, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you get notified when I drop more content in the Indigo Disk DLC, as well as any other Pokemon games or any other Pokemon content from my Twitch channel. It would definitely be really, really helpful, as we're getting so close to YouTube partner. It is absolutely insane. It has been an absolutely wild ride. So thank you all for your support. It has been absolutely legendary recently, and I cannot thank you enough. And if you also want to come and hang out with me live while I'm over on my Twitch channel, make sure you hop on over to twitch.tv/WDMichael. Drop me a follow so you get notified when I go live, because I would absolutely love to hang out with all of you once this new DLC drops and enjoy this new DLC with everybody in the community. So please make sure you hop on over there and get notified when I go live. But again, thank you all so much. I hope you have an absolutely amazing time getting yourself ready for this new DLC. And until next time, trainers, peace out.